Okay, gang, I'm happy to be here. We're starting our first show. This will be a series on how to meditate. And we're going to explore meditation a simple way. I had a wonderful teacher, and he taught me how to meditate in a very simple, straightforward way, and I'm going to teach you. The first session, there'll be a series of programs, and this will be our first program, and we're going to learn how to meditate in a way that'll make us profoundly relaxed, not superficially relaxed. Ordinarily, when we relax, we go take a vacation or a drink or watch television. But as soon as we're finished, we get back in an unrelaxed state pretty quickly. We're going to relax ourselves in a way that lasts and lingers and makes us deeply relaxed. That's what we'll learn today. Okay? But first, I'd like to introduce you to our viewing audience. We have a panel here that's going to help us. Would you mind introducing yourself? And what I'd like you to do is say a word, your name and a word about yourself, and then tell something that's missing in your life. That'll help us. I'd like to know something that's not quite right with you. What might be missing?
My name is Peter. I've been an attorney for a number of years, and now I'm pursuing some different career paths. And what I'd say is missing is a sense of calm. I've had a creeping kind of tension that I would like to modulate or learn to control or get rid of altogether.
Thank you.
I'm Michelle. I'm a college student. I'd say I'm missing a sense of direction. I don't really know where I'm headed.
Gotcha.
Hi, I'm Sue. I've recently retired. I was a social worker and a program administrator for youth programs. And I think for me, the priority now and what I'm looking for is to really have retirement feel meaningful and kind of take whatever talents and skills I have and express them in my life at this point.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
My name is Patrick Morrison, and I'm a senior at Purchase College, and I'm a jazz performance major. And I would say the only thing that's missing from my life is work security, and because all the work is contingent upon other work. So I feel like just a flow of knowing what's going to happen.
Gotcha. Musician getting secure is not easy. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be working with this panel, and if you're not in the audience, you just play along with them. You kind of do what they do and answer the questions they ask, and little by little you'll get the idea. We'll circle in on this. Now let me tell you a little bit of myself. It'll prepare us a context for what we're doing. There was always a lot missing in my life in some crazy way. I remember when I was young, what was missing was a sense of friendship. I felt like a loner, like I had trouble connecting to people. And then when I was in school, I felt no interest in particularly anything. I was bored through school, through high school, through elementary school, through college. I never knew what I wanted to study. Nothing interested me. So I didn't feel like I had any purpose, any zest in it. After that, I felt lost. I graduated college without having any interest even then. I just had to pick a major at random. And I felt lost, and I didn't have a direction in life, so I didn't have a career. That was missing. But I zigged and zagged, and things were fortunate for me. And eventually, although I had some low times, things worked out. And I got to be about 45, and I had everything. I had a great job. I loved going to work in the morning. I had financial security. I had some extra money. I had a great family, 2 wonderful, vibrant children. I had good health, good friends. Here I am, 45, and I had everything. But still, oddly enough, I felt that something was missing. I didn't know what. I had the American dream. But still, there was that nagging feeling that something was missing yet. I was wondering, was I doomed to lead a life where always something would be missing? But then, quite accidentally, somebody introduced me to a meditation teacher, a guru. And I had never seen a live guru before, but I met this guy, and I was willing to learn to meditate. He suggested I do so, and I did. And he taught me this way to meditate, and I'm going to teach it to you. And ever since then, nothing has been missing in my life. Really nice. And I didn't even know what was missing. Subsequently, I found out that what was missing was, and this is hard to explain, it was a sense of myself that was not conditioned on success or approval or anything on the outside. What was missing was a sense of my real self, my true self. I was very successful at posturing in the society, but I didn't have my true self. To explain what the true self is a little more, I'll need your help in giving me some examples of times you felt fully alive. Like a time I felt fully alive was once when I was doing some cross-country skiing, and I came across a little hill, and suddenly from nowhere I felt expansive and loving. Whew. Feeling just came to me. Didn't last long, but it was there. Can you think of a time when you felt fully alive, Patrick?
Sure. Anytime I watch like my brothers play or like explore or try to do like use their imagination, I feel like wow, like that. Like everybody's really like that kind of too. Like that is like inspiring. I feel like.
Okay. Well, now I don't need the situation, but I want to fill this chart up with feelings you had. You felt inspired. I felt expansive. I felt loving. How about the rest of you? Give me some feelings you've had at fully alive times. This is not-
Peaceful.
Pardon me?
Peaceful.
Peaceful. Yes.
In tune.
In tune.
Connected.
Connected.
Joyful.
Joyful.
Centered.
Centered.
Fully alive.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Full, why don't we just say full?
Or exhilarated. How's
Exhilarate. Don't say things I can't spell. Exhilarated.
Content and satisfied.
Pardon me?
Content, satisfied,
Content.
fulfilled.
Satisfied. That's enough. If you look at that array of words, what can you say in general about them?
Well, they're all happy.
They're all happy. What else might you say?
Desirable.
Desirable,
Positive.
positive, healthful. It's good stuff up there. These are good feelings. Well, it turns out that that is the center of ourselves. The center of humans is this kind of stuff. It doesn't show up very often for us. Normally we have success, we're up, we're down, but we don't often feel inspired, expansive, in tune, joyful, full, content, like that. Often the feeling is that something might be missing, or we got this problem, or we got this loose end to attend to, you know? But when these feelings come up, it's then that we say, now I'm fully alive. That completes us. And that's what completed me. And I didn't even know it. I didn't even know this was missing. But it turns out that this is missing in almost all lives, almost all of the time. And we don't know it. We're so busy trying to be secure and successful, appreciated, good-looking, respected. But those words are never on this kind of list. My research, and I've done this with hundreds and hundreds of people, show that we're fully alive only when things like this come up. So what I'm going to do is teach you a meditation practice that will make it easier for you to be like this more often, more fully. That is, you're going to get to be yourself, your whole, complete, full self. In a way, you're going to find something you didn't know was not there. That was my experience. But now it's something to do. You can't understand this. It's like exercising. You have to get up and do it. So I'm going to teach you what to do, okay? Willing? And you folks who are not in here with us, please go along and do it with them, and you'll get the idea just as well. Okay, the first exercise we'll do is what I call breathing awareness. So put your hands together, please, and close your eyes. Sit comfortably, and just shift your awareness from my talking to your breathing. Become very aware of your breathing, how the air comes in, how the air goes out. If you can, enjoy your breathing. Your body is always breathing, so you can always tune into it and enjoy the process. Appreciate the way your body keeps breathing. The air coming in, the air going out. Just enjoy the process of your body breathing right now. Okay, please open your eyes. That easy enough? You'll always be breathing, so you can always shift your attention from what you're doing to your own breathing. Got it? Second thing I'd like us to do is consider thoughts that are feelings that are on our mind lately. Like on my mind lately is this show we're doing. I've got some health issues on my mind. I'm thinking of income tax I've got to do. Things like that have been on my mind. Would you name something that's been on your mind lately?
Income tax.
Got it.
Midterms.
Midterms.
We're having our home renovated, so
That's a big issue.
it's been
Yeah.
on my-
I'm waiting to hear back from audition.
What you hear back from an audition.
Mhm.
Yeah, gotcha, sure. Now, we just identified things on our mind. There's a distinction to be made between noticing what's in our mind and getting lost in it. We could also get lost in something. Like I'm thinking of my audition. Oh boy, I don't know if I did that right. Maybe I didn't come across as eager enough, or and I didn't like that guy. Maybe I should have psyched him out better. Can you see how you can get lost in something in your mind?
Totally.
Now, we didn't do that. We didn't get lost in it. We could spend a long time lost in something in our mind. We could stew in it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We didn't do that. We just noticed it, named it, and let it go. Got it? Now, that distinction is important because the next exercise, I'll lead you through it. Put your hands together and close your eyes, please. And I'd like you to just take inventory. Just notice the things that come up to your mind when I stop talking, without getting lost in any of them. Just notice what comes up to your mind. Don't get lost in it. Just notice it. Then let it go. Maybe give it a name, like the audition thing, the income tax thing, the house thing. Give it a name, let it go. Or if you're a visual person, you might just see it float away after you notice it, and then wait for something else to show up. Your mind will always keep thinking of something. Your mind never is quiet. So just see what shows up in your mind without getting lost in any of it. Okay, please open your eyes. Any questions about that? Easy enough? Okay, the next activity will require us to take advantage of that skill. I'm going to ask you to count on your fingers between the time I say start and the time I say stop. How many different things come up to you? So the first thing you might think of is your backache. So you count one. Then you might think of nothing's coming to me. So you count two. Then you may think of, I wonder why he's doing this silly thing. That's 3. Then you might think your backache. That's 4. So you just count how many different things come up for you, and don't get lost in anything. That's the key thing, okay? Okay, close your eyes, please. Hands together. Start, please. Something comes up, just give it a name, let it go, or see it float away and wait for something else to show up. Okay, open your eyes, please. About how many did you get?
5.
12.
12.
13.
The winner. Now back home you might have gotten more or fewer, that's not important. There's no one right answer. But it's interesting to note that our minds never stop, and it's true. Just the way your ears will always pick up sounds, you can't turn off your ears. Your mind will always operate. You'll think of things to do, words, feel your backaches. The mind never stops. It's one of the busiest pieces of machinery that's ever been invented. So the idea is not to clear your mind, just to notice what's in your mind without getting hung up on it. Got the idea? Okay. Now the next activity is called a breathing meditation, and it's quite simple, but it'll take advantage of what we learned so far. I'll lead you through it. Put your hands together, please, and start off by becoming aware of your breathing, just like we did before. Become fully aware of how the air comes in and how the air goes out. Just enjoy breathing awareness. And let my voice be in the background, but you keep your focus on the breathing. Just like you're driving and you're focusing on the driving and you're leaving the car radio in the background. Leave my voice in the background, and the foreground is your breathing. Breathing awareness. Enjoying the air coming in, the air going out. Thoughts may come to you also, but leave them in the background as well. Just stay aware of your breathing. Let thoughts come and go in the background. Your mind never stops, just like your ears don't stop. But you leave your attention on your breathing and enjoy the air coming in, the air going out. If you ever notice you get stuck in some thought jumped up and preoccupied you, so you forgot all about your breathing, that's not a problem. That happens all the time. Just notice what's preoccupying you. Give it a name, my stomach, my income tax, whatever, or see it float away. Let it go and just go back to your breathing. You'll always be breathing, so you can always become aware of it. Enjoy your breathing. If you ever notice you forgot about your breathing, let go of what's preoccupying you and go back to your breathing. Okay, please slowly open your eyes. Now, how was that? That was a little trickier. How was that for you, Patrick?
Relaxing.
Ah, good.
Calming.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A nice break from my thoughts.
Break from your thoughts, good.
Sort of like an oasis.
Same kind of thing, yeah. Well, this is called breathing awareness. And the steps are fairly straightforward. Let's see if I can put it up here. Looks like that. 2 steps. We become aware of our breathing, enjoy our breathing. And we just let the other stuff go in the background. The things you hear, thoughts that come to you, the worries, the projects, the good stuff and the bad stuff. Just leave that in the background. Your mind will always keep picking up stuff, but you don't pay much attention to it. However, some stuff preoccupies us, so we forget about our breathing. You may have noticed that. It's not a problem. On noticing you're unaware of your breathing, just return to one. You could always center on breathing awareness. Got the idea? Okay. So now what I'd like you to do is this for 5 minutes every day for the next week. I'd like you to sit in some comfortable way. Get yourself a timer. It's more expressed with a timer, a cell phone timer or a kitchen timer, or any kind of timer you like. Set a timer for 5 minutes. You could even do it longer if you like, but start off with 5 minutes to be safe. Mm-hmm. Sit comfortably, become aware of your breathing. Allow thoughts, the chores to do, everything else to come and go in the background. Stay aware of your breathing. Hint, pretty soon something will preoccupy you. You'll forget. You're supposed to be doing breathing meditation. That's what this is called. And I'm thinking of the appointment I have at 10:30. When you notice you're preoccupied by something, not a problem. Just let it go, give it a name, or see it float away if you're visual. You can always go back to one. Got the idea? And keep going until the timer goes off. And if you do that for 5 minutes, best thing is in the morning, sometime before breakfast. Slot it in sometime. Like you might slot it in right after you get up and get washed. Or you might slot it in right after you get dressed, before you leave the bedroom. Or you might slot it in before you get ready to eat. Anytime, I don't care where you slot it in. But regularly, the only way you can do it regularly, easily, is to slot it into something you already do. Perhaps connect it to your toothbrush. Every time you brush your teeth, you finish your brushing your teeth, set a timer, sit comfortably. You could even lie down if you want. And do breathing awareness for 5 minutes. Got the idea? That's your assignment. And if you do this, we'll get prepared for our next session, where I'm going to teach you how to go beyond relaxation to something closer to your real self. But this, if you do this breathing meditation for 5 minutes very regularly, every morning before breakfast, very regularly, you'll find yourself relaxing deeply, profoundly. And little by little, you won't get so tight or nervous or anxious. Things won't throw you so much. But you don't have to take my word for it. This is experiential. Try it and see for yourself. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can also do this any other time during the day when you feel upset. Let's say you get angry at Billy. You know, what am I going to do? You're stewing in anger. Notice it. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Billy, let me become aware of my breathing and let Billy and my anger in the background for a moment. But I forgot. You forget about your breathing, just go back from 2 to 1, 2 to 1. Until you have 4 or 5 or 6 good breaths, until you feel less angry, less upset, less depressed, less worried. Anytime you get stuck during the day in feelings that are not healthy to linger in for too long, sit by yourself, become aware of your breathing, and just stay there as long as you can. If you lose it, just go back to it. You don't have to do it for 5 minutes. You could even do it for 1 minute. But I want you to get in the habit of shifting your awareness to your breathing 5 minutes a day in the morning, and anytime you're not comfortable the rest of the day. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think will happen if you would do that every time you feel upset or depressed or worried? If you sat by yourself and focused on your breathing for a bit. What do you think the results would be?
I mean, I think it would help you feel calmer,
Mm-hmm.
centered, less angry, or whatever you're obsessing about, whatever. Calming.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I think your thoughts wouldn't expand. They wouldn't
Yeah.
become catastrophic.
I think you're both right.
They would be contained.
There's a way when we get upset or depressed or worried about something, one thing leads to another thing and we dig the hole deeper. But when we notice we're slipping into a stew of worry or something that's not healthy for us, and we just back off, it's like we're going up to the mountains looking down at it. We have more distance. It doesn't feel that menacing, that deep, less strong. So do this breathing awareness briefly whenever you feel badly, but important to do it 5 minutes every day regular. The regularity that's the critical for the first step. And that'll also prepare you, if you've done this, for the next exercise that I'll teach you in our second session. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay. So I want to thank you all very much for tuning in, and remember, if you're not here in the audience, that the invitation is for you to do this as well. Put your attention on your breathing. Just enjoy it for a while. If you lose it, go back to your breathing. Let go of what's bothering you just during the breathing awareness. So thank you all very much, and we'll pick it up next time. Finally, let me say that if you have any questions about this program or you would like your own copy of the program, email us or phone us. We'd be happy to get in touch with you, stay in touch with you, support you in any way we can.